Odo Yalaro, a major tributary of the Lagos Lagoon, drains the System 1 drainage channel, a large portion of the Lagos mainland. Its bank is home to Mechanic Village, cane weavers and waste recyclers. It's a dump site for some, industrial effluents disposal points for others, and a location for one of the Lagos State wastewater treatment plants. With all these activities and the monitoring done over the years, Odo Yalaro was observed to be the most polluted river in Lagos.
It's supposed to be a wetland, so that area used to be the most polluted. Ijora area as well. All right, we used to have a lot. I mean, when we talk about the level of pollution, we're talking about the level of BOD. In other words, the higher the BOD, the higher the pollution. In that area. Biochemical oxygen demand, all right. Or we'll talk about dissolved oxygen, how much oxygen is in that water. You know, the higher the BOD, the lower the dissolved oxygen. So those areas, most of the rivers and canals empty into them. And these are there's some industries, plastics industry, textiles industries, whatever it is, anything that uses colored, dyes and everything. You know, these are some of them. And then in the case of your Ijora, a lot of us, the sewage, septic tanks.
It has been found that the levels of the metals found in these water bodies and their sediments are increasing over a period of time, especially with more rainfall. And there is no evidence that they can disappear over time. And with the heavy metals present, Odo Yalaro, like many other rivers, canals, and other water bodies with pollutants in Lagos, discharge into the lagoon. And their effect on humans can be devastating.
Mostly cadmium, copper, zinc, chromium, which are toxic metals, are what we are finding mostly showing up in our data capture of the pollutants of the water bodies. And these we do know are heavily toxic heavy metals. Toxic in the sense that they affect the liver, they affect the kidney. If you unfortunately take food that are contaminated with those metals, then the risk is very, very high.
The Lagos Lagoon provides places of abode and recreation, means of livelihood and transport, drains for agricultural chemical runoff, as well as a natural shock absorber to balance forces within the natural ecological system.
We have done studies on road impact from vehicular movement on the roads. And from tires of cars, the exhaust of cars, all generate pollutants, which get mixed with rainwater, get into the canals again, and the canals lead into the rivulets that we say are feeding the Lagos Lagoon, and then they end up as well into the water body that ends up in the lagoon. So it's a complex mix of pollution sources into the Lagos Lagoon.
And to stop this complex pollution sources, the experts call for full compliance with existing regulations and education.
From the federal government as well as from Lagos State, is just compliance and enforcement of compliance.
Enforcement with education. Let the people know, just like we have children. You beat a child and let them know the reason why you're beating them. So the same thing, let them educate them. This is the reason why we're charging you. We don't that we're trying to make money for the government or anything. But what we're trying to do is we're trying to preserve tomorrow.
The government says it's intensifying efforts to correct the damage.
You can't discharge your sewage into the lagoon. You can't also discharge your municipal solid waste into the lagoon. And that's why we're doing enforcement. We are patrolling the waterways. We're also doing the cleaning. And that's why we're able to host the E1 stuff in Lagos. If it was the way it used to be 2-3 years ago, we wouldn't have been able to host the world for the E1 race.
But then we still have the wastewater plants are not working.
Oh, they are. They're treatment. It's a treatment plant.
Yes.
Now, have we gotten there 100%? I'll tell you no. But you are scaling up.
The Lagos Lagoon is the most extensive lagoon system in the West African sub-region, more than 50 kilometers long and 3 to 13 kilometers wide, depending on the location. It's a major source of livelihood and supports the vast population of the city. But with the experts' warnings, it may be a source of health hazards if nothing is done as soon as possible.